How's it guys? I want to chat to you quickly about this past weekend, Arabie EBAS, our final tournament for this year. So I want to chat to you about what happened over the weekend. So first of all, many of you know that I broke my personal best, flippin' exciting. It felt like half an hour, but I'm quite sure that it was only 5 minutes. First of all, thank you very much, Scott. If it wasn't for you about your equipment, I wouldn't even be on the water. And on top of that, the coaching, once I'd hooked up on that big fish, we saw that it was a big fish. So if you hooked up on a big fish, you know that your thoughts are all over, and your adrenaline is pumping, and it's just insane that what's going on inside here. And it was nice just to have someone there with a calm voice to say, you know, don't horse the fish, take it easy, take it easy. So thank you very much, Scott. Appreciate you and everything you do for Team IDB. Let's quickly chat about numero uno. One, the first most important thing is it was killer hot out there, guys. At one point it reached 37. It's hot. You are basically out in the open. There is no shade for you to go hide in. So it's really important that you take care of yourself. If you are out, your line's out of the water, you have got no chance of catching that fish. So please make sure you are wearing the correct gear, cap, cover your head up. If you can afford the UV clothing, do that. Make sure that you're putting sunblock on more than once in the day. I've learned expensive lessons by just putting it on once and getting busy. So please make sure you take care of your skin. And then second of all, guys, make sure that you're hydrating. Make sure you've got enough liquids on the boat. Make sure that you do eat something. I know that many of us don't get time to eat. We're too busy fishing. You don't even feel hungry, but it's really important to fuel your body to avoid that lethargic feeling here at 11, 12, 1, 2 o'clock, where everything slows down and even your reaction is going to slow down. So take care of your body. That's really important. Let's quickly chat about lures, what we used, where we used what. So the first thing is we didn't get to pre-practice, so we spent quite a bit of time in the morning trying to put a pattern together. So we first focused on the rockier structure. We looked for a little bit deeper rocks. I'm talking deep, like 15 plus, 15 going up to 5 foot, looking for that drop off. And what we found wasn't paying off. So we moved to a little bit shallower. When I say a little bit, 12 to 15 foot of water, and good old faithful drop shot is what got our first fish, and that obviously led to our thought pattern of, okay, the fish are suspended. At about 11, we really committed to fishing trees that were sitting in 5 to 8 foot of water. And what was really key, and this is what I want to highlight, is that you had to fish in the structure. So if this was the tree, you had to pitch into what they call the heart of the tree, right in the middle of the tree. Often what happens is, guys, we're too scared to pitch in here because you might snap off, you might lose the fish or whatever. So all we do is we pitch the outside limbs, we don't get anything, and we move on. Guarantee you, if you start pitching into the heart of the tree, you're going to improve your hookup rates probably by 85%. Many of the guys who will give you tips on pitching and fishing brush and those kind of things will say to you, you need to fish it right in the middle of that tree. To be able to do that, you need to have the right equipment. Okay, it doesn't help you go in there with a cranking rod or a jerkbait rod. Make sure that you've got the kind of rod suited for that structure. And what I was using is a Shimano Crucial 6'8". I had chosen on these Texas rig with the smaller baits to have lighter line, so I had 14-pound fluoro on, and I used that to fish these little curly tail lures. And then, okay, it broke now, but the KVD striking rodent, this is caffeine scented. I believe it made quite a big difference because I got a lot more bumps on this. So that's what we called our first two keepers on. And again, guys, pitch into the heart of the tree, okay? And then it was 2:45. We were battling. There's no two ways about it. And I thought, balls to the walls, I'm going to throw, and everybody knows that I always have a jig tied on. Okay, so this is one of the brands that I've been working with. We're collaborating on quite a few things this coming season, and you will see that I've posted 1 or 2 things about Fish Candy. So Fish Candy is a local brand. They're busy hand pouring and hand tying all the lures that they make. The skirt colors are incredible. You're not going to get that kind of variety here in South Africa easily. So what I want to highlight about this jig is have a look at its head. Okay, I hope you can see nicely there. Got a very particular shape, and they've called it the ET head because it looks a bit like ET. So what's really great about this jig is that when you are fishing it, and it you know, lands, it lands on its head. Sorry about that. Okay, so that's the design of this head. It sits nicely on its head. All you Ned rig fans, I'm a Ned rig fan, mash it up, this is what you get. Okay, so this is a bit of a brown coppery color, as you can see by the skirt. I then went one further and I put on a little trailer. So this is Zoom's Ultra Vibe. Unfortunately, you can't buy this color. I had this color mixed for me specifically. It's like a light green, it's old school pumpkin color, pumpkin seed color. I don't know that you can really get those. We call them the OG colors, backed up with a bit of a more orange, burnt orange look. And it's actually something I had poured for somewhere else. Just mash it up and it's paid off. The particular tree that I caught it on was sitting in 14 foot of water. I thought, let's move down to a bit more deeper water and see if we could find bigger things, and it happened to pay off. Whether it would pay off again, I don't know. It was a lucky cast, and yeah, lucky fish, lucky moment to have. Anyway, pushed it to the heart of the tree, worked it out, and I just saw the tree shake, and next minute it was like a steam train that hit my lure. And that was the short version of the 3.53 that I caught. I've chatted to a couple of the other guys. They've sort of said the same thing. They pitched these type baits, had to have a bit of a curliter or a cord type looking bait. Also line range from 14 to 17 pound. Just want to mention with the jig, I had beefed up the equipment that I was using. So I was using a Shimano SLX, a 7 foot heavy extra fast action, old school Curado. Ask Billa, he'll tell you how old my reels are. They 15, maybe even more years older. And I had 17 pound fluoro trilene on. So I knew I was fishing a heavier jig, fishing heavier structure. I needed to beef up the equipment that I was using. And the other thing I want to tell you guys is when you are fishing that heavy structure, and unless you are fishing braid, and even braid snaps, guys, you know, breaks. So you need to then start changing how you're thinking about how you're going to get the fish out. So what I want to leave you with is, if you are new to fishing and new to heavy structure fishing and how to get your fish out, one of the key things is, and I learned this from the Zimbabweans, is when you pitch in there and you hook, get a solid strike in and keep that pressure there, and you keep the pressure, and either get yourself in there with your trawling motor and in your boat, get the nose in first, or get your boat partner to help you to get you there. It's one of the reasons why I believe we hooked this fish, is I could manage that the steps to hook up and getting the fish out of the structure and then away from the structure. Thank goodness Scott could do that for me, and I could focus solely on fighting that fish and doing it gently. Those big fish, when we rush and we horse the fish and whatever, we end up losing them. So it was quite key to work methodically about getting that fish back. So you've pitched in the tree, you've got that bite, strike, keep it there. Often the fish just works its way out, but if not, get your boat right on top of that fish and then focus on getting the fish out. Often it requires your buddy going in there with the landing net, trying to wiggle it out. There's been some fantastic stories about how we get those fish out, but key, hook, keep the pressure, get the boat there, and then work the fish out. It's always paid off for me, so I hope that helps you guys. I've got 2 questions to ask from you guys. I want to do these little 10-minute videos after we've fished. I see this bird is also adding to my video. After we have fished derby days, just to give you a bit of insight of the weekend and what's happened, and share with you what we went through, and maybe you can pick up 1 or 2 things from there. So I'm looking for a name for those sessions. Let me know what you think. And then the second thing is, broke my PB. It's wow. It's something, that kind of size fish, people are sometimes wait their whole lifetimes to land that fish. So share your PB story with me. Even if your PB is 300 grams, let me know. I was chatting to old Nico today, and he said to me, you know what, you end up remembering every single second of that moment, and it's quite true. So share with me what your stories are with your personal best. Drop it in the comments below. And thank you very much to everybody who's phoned, SMS'd, WhatsApped, DM'd, everything to congratulate me on my fish. Thank you so much. I appreciate your guys' support immensely. And let me know. Let me know what your PB is. Alright guys, and of course if there's anything I can help you with on your next fishing trip, please drop me a direct message. I'll do what I can to help you.